What's going on, guys? MMA Island team, we're back. We got 4 people this time, man. You're not missing out on anybody. You're not missing any faces. We like it. Let's get right into the pick, man. The first fight of the night. We got 15 fights on this card. The first fight of the night is Nathaniel Wood versus the fill-in, John Castañeda. This is a good fight, man, for the first fight on the card, and we're gonna pass it on to our boy Atticus to make the first pick.
Okay, guys. So for this one, I was looking on Sherdog. I was looking at. I've seen Nathaniel Wood fight a couple times. I know he's coming off a tough TKO loss to John Dodson his last fight, but he is 3-1 in UFC. And losing to Dodson, I mean, Dodson's, I believe, in the top 10 for bantamweight, so there's no shame in that. His opponent has not fought in the UFC. This is his first fight. And I believe he lost his 2 of his last 3 fights before. So I gotta go with Wood, and I'll probably be picking a decision.
All right, that passes on to me for this one. For me, I have a lot of hot takes for this one, and I'm starting it off with a bang. I am actually going to take the underdog in this one. I'm going to go with John Castañeda winning this one.
Oh.
He actually he's coming from
Wow.
Combate. He was on the Dana White Contender Series. I feel like a lot of people are going to hate me when I say this, but I honestly feel like Castañeda is a little bit more technical than Wood. Wood is a bit of a brawler. He's very underrated on the ground. But honestly, Castañeda, I feel, is a very, very smart fighter. He knows when and where to make moves. He's an underrated striker. He's a southpaw as well. So one stat I wanted to point out is when there are fights that have been finished loss-wise, Wood has 4 losses. Castañeda has 1, and Castañeda has 1 more fight than Wood.
Hey, sounding like the fucking schoolyard rules with Slick Diaz there.
Hey,
Chill
there
out.
we go. There we go.
Hey, those are my kind of
Oh,
stats.
so it's I'll fall back then. Okay, well, so pointing out that they actually have a very simple record, Castañeda having 1 more win. I feel like a lot of people are underestimating Castañeda on this one. I don't know if it's because people are overlooking him or if they're kind of overestimating Wood a little bit. I know Wood has a lot of hype. Being knocked out in his last fight with John Dodson, I feel like that's got to do something to you, as I always say. And I feel like Castañeda, being a smart striker, I got to go with him in this one. I think I'm going to go by decision, and the calculator has it at a 56.1%.
Yeah, I've got it by decision as well, but I've got Nathaniel Wood. I think it's bounce back season for the prospect.
Yeah.
John Castañeda looks good. He looks talented. But I'm a Nathaniel Wood fan, and I think I'm hoping for the best. I think that he's really talented in all areas. He's tough as nails. He's got a winner's attitude and mindset. But what you said about the finishes is concerning a little bit. So I'm less confident than I was, but I still am taking Nathaniel Wood here by decision.
All right, so I guess that leaves it to me. So Nathaniel Wood in his time in the UFC has impressed me. And he's gone up against a guy in John Dodson who has, very underrated power, so it's acceptable to be knocked out by him. I mean, this guy dropped the bantamweight champion of the world now, as debatable as that might be. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that. So coming from Combate, he's one of the top bantamweights they have in John Castañeda, and he brings a very well-rounded game. He has solid striking, solid wrestling, solid jiu-jitsu, but he's coming up against a guy, Nathaniel Wood, who I think is better than him at all of them. And you mentioned something that you think Castañeda is better at the technical striking, but I think that Nathaniel Wood's a lot better. And when he comes up against those guys who kind of try to bring it more technical, he knows how to turn it into a brawl. And he's had experiences with these brawls, and John Castañeda isn't. And we have to remember, he's not coming from a full training camp. He has to prepare for by far the hardest opponent in his career in around 2 weeks or so. And John Castañeda and Nathaniel Wood's been training all this time, and as someone's mentioned, his ground game is elite. Nathaniel Wood, I think, is going to be looking for the takedown in this fight because he can take down John Castañeda and he can submit him. And I also think he can outpoint him on the feet or even finish him if need be. He's going to be a lot more careful. I know he can bring it into a brawl, but I don't think he's going to because that's what got him knocked out against Dodson. We're going to see a more composed, more careful Nathaniel Wood that's going to I think he's just going to style on John Castañeda to win a decision or get the submission.
All right. Well, that's for the first fight of the night. Make sure you guys tune in and watch the other fight picks. We got 14 more videos. If you haven't watched any of them, go watch one of them. Maybe you'll make some money on betting on them. We got our first lone wolf of the night, and it's me. So don't slander me in the comments if I'm wrong.
I say we need a button, a sound effect button.
I love it. Okay. Well, like I said before, make sure you guys check out the other videos. Let us know in the comments who you agree with, me or the other three. We'll see. Thank you guys for watching. Go check out the other ones.